All praises to the Most High, man. First and foremost, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh by Shema Mashiach, Yahweh Shai. That's who the world really calls Jesus Christ. I'm Shatar Debaka Ward. Zamyar in this thing, right? And we back, man. I'm here. We got a Thursday class, man. Lord willing. I mean, not Tuesday, man. I'm so
you ready for that week to end, huh?
Man, Lord, hey, man. You know, right about that, brother. But it's a Tuesday class, man. Lord willing, me and my brother Zamyar will have a Tuesday class coming. So this is the first of its kind, man. So when you get a chance, like, share, and subscribe, man. So as for me, I'm gonna let my brother go into it, man. My brother's good with the scripture. I'm gonna let him go ahead and do his thing, man. I got you, King. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to touch on, because I think it's interesting, something that Chief and Deacon have been going into lately about just going above and beyond for the Most High. And not thinking that, just keeping his commandments, that alone is going to get you something, because it's not. Especially if we just say, take it at face value, that every Israelite is keeping the commandments, what's putting you over the next brother? What's putting you, you know what I mean? So it is a competition of sorts. Like you said, it's more of a friendly competition, but a competition nonetheless. You know what I mean? Let's say if the Most High had already marked out how many seats is on each chariot, how you get you one? You know what I'm saying?
No, you're right. You're right.
So
a quick little precept on Swaggy.
Let's go.
Like you said, the Most High already had this seat already selected, right? So you trying to fight for that seat, man. Right. So let's just get them seats, right? So this the book of Revelation, chapter 7, verse 4. And I heard a number of them which were sealed, and there were sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel. Right? Of the tribe of Judah, there were sealed 12,000. So just basically, let me back in on my brother point, right? It's 12,000 on each tribe, which equals 144. We're all fighting for a position, right? So go ahead.
And I wanted, because me and you was talking earlier, and one thing I wanted to kind of touch on too, and tie it all in is just how important it is to have a good name. One thing I remember, even my dad, who's not in the truth, but my whole life, you talking about a man who, he's not a rich man, he didn't have much, but he worked his ass off, and everything he ever told us he was going to do, he would do. If he told me, hey, you get them grades and you can get them Jordans when you come out, when Jordans came out, he made sure I had them. If he called and said, hey, when you get out of school, I'm going to take you to football practice, he came and got me, took me to football practice. So whatever he put his name on, because, and he always told me, a man ain't got nothing but their name. You know what I mean? So whatever he said he was going to do, he always made sure he did it. So I just kind of wanted to go into how important it was to just have a good name. So let's go to Proverbs 22 and 1.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 22, verse 1. A good name is rather to be chosen than great riches, and loving favor rather than silver and gold.
And that's real. Like I was saying, my dad didn't have a bunch of money, no way. So like he said, all he had was his name. And even in dealing with our family, I would say even outside of our, like they said, the nuclear family, outside of me, my brother, my mom, and my oldest brother, even amongst the rest of my family, my dad was somebody you could count on. That's one thing about having a good name, is people like they can count on you for that. You know what I mean? So I think that's important when you look at, going above and beyond for the Most High, is that you tell a brother you're going to do something, you tell yourself you're going to do something, you stand on that and you do that and you get it done. You know what I mean? So also, let me see. Give me Sirach 41 and 13.
Right, 41 and 13, right?
Just double down on the front a little bit.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 31.
41.
Oh, Salaki. The book of Sirach, chapter 41, and verse 13, right? Have regard to thy name, for that shall continue with thee above 1,000 great treasures of gold.
Right. Same thing, how it's related to money, how it's way more important. Anything you can put in your pocket, anything that's in your bank account, it's more important. And again, that's something that's attached to your family. It's a good thing to, not disgrace your family's name. You know what I mean? Even in the world, that is, right? So when you understand how important that is, I think, like I said, I've been like this even when I was in the world. If I tell a brother I'm gonna do something, I try my damnedest to do that. And I try to still be the same way. And understanding that when it comes to going above and beyond for the Most High, part of that is being there for your brothers. Part of that is being a man of your word. Part of that is, if you're gonna make camp and you ain't, like, me, I'm in and out of town, but when I get back in town, I'm at camp. I go, you know what I mean? So part of that is when you put your name to something that you follow through and do that, right?
No, just to let me back on that point. Like a good name, right? Like one thing I do agree with the Christians on. I remember they used to have this song, right? I'd rather have Jesus than silver and gold.
Right, you already know.
Why are they saying that? Because it's his good name.
Facts.
It's what he do. It's more important than silver and gold, right?
Right. So let me see. Take me to Proverbs 28:6.
All right. Proverbs.
And I just want to keep doubling down this point because you see how much the scriptures talk about that good name. So you understand how important it really is.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 28, verse 6. Better is the poor that walketh in uprightness than he that is perverse in his ways, though he be rich.
Right. So same thing. You see that it's more important to be upright. It's more important to stand on what you say you are than any amount of money you can put in your pocket. And even that word perverse, I wanted to go into that word perverse. Let me get the definition of that.
All right, you want it in the blue letter?
Well, you can give me just the actual, the regular, dictionary definition of perverse.
All right, cool. Let me Google it.
Right.
How people doing in the chat, man? Put some words in the chat, man, if you can hear me.
Wow.
Let me know, y'all. I see people on
y'all probably watching Braun and them right now, huh?
They probably watching Braun or Deacon and Assad.
Right.
One of them, man. But somebody put some ones in the chat if y'all can hear us.
Good.
I gotta see if y'all can actually hear us, right? But perverseness, right, or perverse of a person or their actions, showing a deliberate and a stain desire to behave in a way that is unreasonable and or unacceptable, often in spite of the consequences.
Right. So there you go. So when it comes to doing something perverse, it lets you know right there, and it's what we do at times when we don't take into, consideration that when you put your word on something, that's why the Bible says not to make a vow. You know what I mean? When you put your name on something, you put your word on something, you got to do it. And it says those who don't do that are perverse, meaning you're doing things that are contrary to the results that you want. You're doing things that are going to come with a set of circumstances that you're not going to want to heap into yourself. You know what I mean?
Because the coldest part, you're talking about, it was Yahweh who told us don't make a vow.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Basically, don't say you're going to do something you can't do.
Exactly. And that's all we're talking about. So same thing is that if you get in this truth and your goal is to, like we said, to make it on that chariot, it's going to take some work. It ain't just keeping the law. I mean, when I first got in the truth, I was so scared of breaking the Sabbath in any kind of way. I would literally just sit there and not do nothing, instead of studying and anything else. I'm just like, I don't want to do the wrong thing. I don't want to mess up and heat something up. I don't want to mess up and pay for something when I'm on Xbox. Yeah. So I really sit there like a zombie my first, few months in the truth, not understanding that, and this kind of goes into, the parable of the talents. You know what I'm saying? Like with us getting this gift called the truth, we're supposed to do something with it. We're supposed to multiply those gifts that we got and take, what he got and build on that, right? So, like I said, when I first got in the truth, I was so worried about messing anything up that I was almost like a zombie, and I didn't do nothing. I definitely wasn't growing in the spirit. And it's the same with it taking this long for me to even get on here and talk to anybody. It's like I got so much respect and appreciation for brothers who do this work and who have done this work before me that I didn't want to come. I didn't want the community as a whole to think this was something I was playing with. Yeah, you know what I mean? So it took me this long just for people to understand, no, he dead serious about it. Even my family the same way. I told my mama, at first she like, yeah, he's on this now, but what are you going to be doing a year from now? You know what I'm saying? Now she finally gets it. And, so same thing, right? I think
let me back on your point, man, because when brothers, and it's actually a good thing where people, when you first come into this thing where you be like so locked up and you need brothers like, nah, man, it's okay, chill out. Yeah. But it goes into this, right? Proverbs 9 and 10. For the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the holy, is understanding. Right. So that fear is what leads you to the understanding and the wisdom.
Right. And it all boils down to, that good name all boils down to integrity. You know what I mean? And it's something that, I guess anytime y'all see me talk, y'all will see me give you the lesson that my pops gave me. Who's, like I said, he's not in the truth, but always been a strong brother who always told me things like stand on your business, be, have integrity with whatever you do. If you start something, finish it, have respect for the people around you who are doing the same things and making the same strides that you're making. So it's things like that that even in the truth, those lessons have benefited me, you know what I'm saying? And even when I was in the world, most people can tell you about me, and even, the brothers who I've, done this work with for a long time as far as music, right?
Yeah.
That, integrity is something you got to associate with our name. It's many things that we have turned down because we didn't see that being something we could be a part of. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And being in the truth is the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So let's go to Proverbs 12 and 24. Like I was saying, a lot of this is in Proverbs because it's wisdom. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So this is the book of Proverbs, chapter 12, verse 24. The hand of the diligent shall bear rule, but the slothful shall be under tribute.
Right. I mean, it's plain as day right there, right? To have that integrity lends itself to you being diligent. And you being diligent is the thing that's going to get you the result that you want. Sure. But what I say about the slothful, right? The slothful, they're not going to get what they want. You know what I'm saying? When you have this thing that we're all competing for, and you got people who go harder at it than others, then they're going to be the ones who get, the better gift. They're going to get the better reward. It's just common sense, right? Sure. It's common sense, and it's the way the Most High laid it out. Let's go to 2 Peter 1 and 10. This is one of my favorite ones right here. One of my favorite scriptures.
I said one of his favorites. So
yes, sir.
2 Peter's 1 and 10.
Yep.
Yeah, I gotta get my Bible from Chief. Chief got my Bible. I'm on this phone. I gotta get my Bible from Chief. All right, this is the book of 2 Peter, chapter 1, verse 10. Wherefore, the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure. For if ye do these things, ye shall never fail.
God, and that's the same thing. That integrity leads to that diligence. And that diligence is what we have to do, and what we have to make our election sure. Right. And if we don't have that, we really only fooling ourselves. We never fool the Most High. We only fooling ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
That's why I named the title of the class. Like make your calling and election sure.
And that's I think it's been just like punching me in the head ever since Chief and Deacon been bringing that out last couple of weeks, because it's something I always felt anyway. Like me and you've had these conversations where, I want to do more and more and more. But again, like I said, I've had so much respect and appreciation for the brothers who taught me all of this, and who the brothers who've been doing this work way before I even got in the truth, that it's not something I wanted to play with. I thought it was something that was that serious, that I make sure, before I get on here and talk to anybody, that I myself am not being a hypocrite and trying my best to make my own, be diligent myself, right?
No, just let me back, like putting in that work. Like right now, Deacon is on 3 hours,
right,
arguing with a devil.
right.
That's a brother trying to make his call in the election sure.
But that bricking, you know what I'm saying? So give me Proverbs 5 and 21.
All right, the book of Proverbs, chapter 5. Verse 21, for the ways of man are before the eyes of the Lord, and he ponders all his goings.
Right. Now listen, that's another word I want to go in. Let's give me the definition of pondering in the Hebrew.
In the Hebrew?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Let's look this up on the blue letter. Oh yeah.
Because that's again. The reason I think that word is so important is because, like I just said, you're only fooling yourself if you're not putting that work in that you're acting like you're putting in. You're only fooling yourself if you think somehow you're doing something the Most High not seeing you do. You're only fooling yourself if you're giving half-ass effort, but acting to everybody else like you're giving all your effort. You know what I mean? You're only fooling yourself, and it's only going to result in, what you don't receive. You know what I mean?
Right. Let me, I'm sharing my screen. The word ponder.
Yep.
Let me get to it. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
All right. The word ponder, right? Let's hear what the devil says in Hebrew.
Strong's H 6424. Palace.
Right.
Palace.
So 864.
Second entry.
860.
Palace.
Goddamn.
Palace.
We got it, bro.
All right. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? 864:24, right? Ponder, right? To weigh, make level, balance. To weigh out, to make level or smooth.
Right. That right there. To weigh out, right? Meaning again, you're only fooling yourself, right? That's why the Bible says that what? A false balance is an abomination to the Most High. So when you out here and you acting, you know, for man's eyes that you're doing so much and that you're in this, you know, this walk 10 toes down, but you know that you're not.
Mhm.
Those actions are being weighed by the Lord. You know, there's nothing we doing that the Most High don't see. That's why the scripture say his eyes is 10,000 times brighter than the sun.
Mhm.
So it's nothing we doing that the Most High not seeing, right? So again, if you fool anybody, it's just you. You never fooling the Most High.
Oh, you're right.
Like,
No, man. Like the scriptures, right? The eyes of the Most High are 10,000, right?
right.
Let me grab that right quick.
And again, you know, being inwardly right, you know, righteous is the most important thing, and that still goes back to integrity, and that integrity still goes back to you having a good name. All these things tie in together when it comes to being diligent.
Right. I'm having a problem finding it. All right. Also, how y'all doing, chat, man? I see people coming in, man. Like, share, subscribe. It ain't nothing but a whole bunch of people saying, Shalom. Shalom to the people. Shalom to the tribe of Issachar, man. I know that's a diligent brother. Every time he see me, man, he tell me Shalom. All right. So this is the book of Sirach, chapter 23.
Right.
Man, it feels weird just sitting there just going off the phone, right?
She stole your Bible, huh?
Well, what happened is I gave it to Hassan to use, and somehow it ended up with you. Right. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 23, verse 19. Well, let me get the context. 23 and 18. A man that break wedlock, saying thus in his heart, who sees me? I compass about with darkness, the walls cover me, and nobody seeth me. What needeth I to fear? The Most High will not remember my sin. Such a man only fears the eyes of men, and not knowing, and knoweth not that the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of men and considering the most secret parts.
I mean, that says it all right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, I mean, I put out a lesson even on my page a couple weeks ago, like, who's fooling who? You know what I'm saying? Because we have a way, and I'm guilty of this. I've been guilty of this in my life too. You know, we have a way of telling ourselves that we doing all that we can do, and we know we not. And we great at, you know, pacifying ourselves, but you can't pacify the Most High. It takes real work. It takes real intentional, you know, behavior and movements to satisfy what the Most High, you know, requires of us.
Well, here go the thing. The Most High made you, so he knows if you're a bullshit ass nigga or not, bro. Just to be honest.
God. And that's what I'm saying. You know, don't get me wrong. There's been times in my life where, yeah, I was working hard, you know, but was I working as hard as I can? That's another conversation sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's not to say even the brothers doing this work. Listen, like I said, you know, I got major love, appreciation, respect for brothers who get out here and do this work. But we all know that we got another level we can take it to. You know what I'm saying? We all know whether or not we actually exhausting ourselves to go above and beyond.
Especially like most of us, because we're Judites, man. A lot of us play sports, right? So we understand this is a 4 quarter, the last 2 minutes. It's winning time. It's time to win the game. It's time to see who clutch.
Right. And then some of us, because, you know, like in sports, you know, I was pretty good at sports, me and my brother. And it's times that because I was gifted at certain things, that you can almost, that gift masquerades as work, when really certain things just come easier to you than they might come to somebody else. And it appears like you're doing so much work. But again,
that's separating the talented people from the greats.
Facts. You know what I'm saying?
Like, you can have, like, I hate to use this example, but I'll use it. Right, you got the Vince Carter, you got the Kobe Bryant.
Right.
Vince Carter literally had more talent than Kobe Bryant.
Come on, man. more talent than anybody.
But you know what separated them?
Right.
Worth ethic.
God.
But you see him go out there, dunk on people, give you 25, and you be like, but he can actually do more.
You know what I'm saying?
He can actually do more, bro.
It's crazy. And it's give me Joe 31 and 6.
You said Joe?
Yeah, Joe 31 and 6. I think this helps sum up everything we've been talking about too.
All right, book of Job, chapter 31,
and 6.
verse 6. All right. Let me be weighed in an even balance,
Right.
that God may know my integrity. It's like,
I mean, that's everything we're talking about, right? That balance, right?
Uh-huh.
That false balance is an abomination. And it all goes to, like I said, let it be weighed by the Most High. You know what I'm saying? And even that, you know, it goes to, again, us knowing that we can't fool the Most High, but it ends in saying what? That's your integrity. You know what I'm saying? So that false balance is something that's an abomination to the Most High, but it's also something that, you know, we shouldn't want to be a part of, right?
Yeah.
We should want to be balanced, but in that balance, you should still want that, you know, your work to speak for itself. You know, you shouldn't have to go around telling everybody what you do. It should be, people should be able to see how hard you work, you know, and the Most High definitely gonna see how hard you work. But even other people should, you know, and I said it about the brothers in our camp, man. I got so much respect for SICARI as a whole. You know what I mean? I watch everybody's channel.
Yeah.
I learn from everybody in SICARI. The brothers older than me, the brothers younger than me. I learn from everybody, and I think it's evident. And it's not to say SICARI alone. You know, everybody doing this work, I got respect for them as well, right? But I know for a fact it's brothers in this camp that work their ass off. You know what I'm saying? And it's inspiring to me, and you know, it
inspired to me.
Right. You know
Matter of fact, you know what inspired me? Shout out to Raquad out there in New York, New Jersey. Young brother inspired me.
No doubt,
Go
you know
on.
what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like that about, you know, so many different camps that's under the SICARI banner. It's like some days I spend maybe 6-7 hours in a row just watching other camps from each city, and like I said, I'm inspired by pretty much all of them, man. So shout out to the whole SICARI as a whole and all the other Israelite groups.
I got a little freestyle for you. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 11, verse 1. A false balance is an abomination to the Lord.
You know what I'm saying?
But a just weight is his delight.
You know what I mean? And again, it just tells you right there that just weight. That's, you know, that's your integrity, right? That's your name. You know, when you say you're gonna do this work, you do it. You know what I mean? And again, it's like we were talking about earlier. We know some brothers who, you know, got into it and you know, kind of went backwards, and we see how that second estate of them is worse than the first. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, come.
You know what I mean? So it's not something to play with either way you look at it. Let me go to let's go to Proverbs 20 and 23.
All right. It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 20, verse 23. Diverse weights are an abomination unto the Lord, and a false balance is not good.
You know what I mean? That made it even clearer what you just, like, a false balance is not good, right? And even when you look at, let's go into that word, diverse in the blue letter.
In the blue letter? All right, cool. Let's go into the verse in the blue letter. All right.
I'm going to go to the biblical usage of it down to the metaphor of it. It makes it real clear.
What is it? Proverbs 20 and
23.
All right, let me share my screen.
Yeah.
So y'all can see it. Yeah, that's right. Jacob waking up, man. Jacob, wake the hell up. As soon as y'all niggas wake up, we can get up out of here. Y'all niggas love America. All right, let me see. All right, cool. They can see the screen.
Yeah.
All right, Proverbs.
Go to the verse, right? Give me that biblical usage metaphor. You know, because it's crazy. That's like you say, but that's how we talk, and similes and metaphors. And the metaphor for this word it just makes it so clear that, you know.
Of course, you can look at our music.
Right, you know what I'm saying?
Nothing but similes, metaphors. All right. The lexicon, right? For diverse is H68, right? And the outline of the biblical usage, well, Salakia, stone, small or large, common stone.
Go down to that. Go to the metaphor. That's why, because there's so much about actual.
Right here, metaphor.
There we go. Right.
Metaphor, right?
Perverse. Right. Petrified with terror. Perverse. Hard heart. And we know, we just went into what that word perverse meant, right? It's acting in a way that is contrary to the results that you want. It's acting in a way that goes against those consequences that you say you want.
Yeah.
Right. So you look, and then what does it say too? It says hard heart, right?
Yeah.
So we understand too, you know, the Most High is the one who has the right to harden your heart, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, when you look at things like even Pharaoh, right? His heart was hardened, meaning he almost didn't have a say in what was going on. But I think like one thing Deacon always says that I agree with is that from our point of view, from our lens, right, we have that decision to make. As long as that decision is in our hand, we should do what we got to do. You know what I mean? Now, again, we all know this all decided from the beginning, but as long as we have that decision, that power in our hand, we got to go above and beyond to get those results we say we want. We got to go above and beyond to get that seat on that chariot. You know what I mean? Okay. Give me let's go to Job 1:1 because I want to talk about that balance again too. Right?
The book of Job, chapter 1, verse 1. There was a man in the land of Uz, whose name was Job. And that man was perfect and upright, and one that feareth God, and eschewed evil.
Let's go to all the way to 5. I want to make a point.
All right, verse 5, right? This is the book of Job, chapter 1, verse 5, right? And it was so, when the days of their feasting was going about, that Job sent and sanctified them, and rose up early in the morning, and offered burnt offerings according to the number of them all. For Job said, it may be that my sons have sinned and cursed God in their hearts. Thus did Job continually.
So I wanted to go that because it goes back to that balance. You know, Job was trying his best to balance out his kids' actions. That's why he was going and sacrificing to the Lord, because he believed that they sinned against the Lord. And I obviously looked at it in a sense like they wasn't going to do nothing about it. So he tried his best to balance out their actions. You know what I'm saying? So again, it goes back to that false balance, right? You can't have the good without the bad. You can't have, you know, you're doing something and you fall short and don't do what it takes to fix that on the other side. So Job was trying his best to balance out his kids' actions. You know what I mean? Now, we can discuss whether it worked or not. You know what I'm saying? But he was trying his best to balance out his kids' actions. Give me Deuteronomy 6 and 5.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6, verse 5. All right. And thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy might.
Right. And again, this goes back to that balance, but this also goes back to that diligence, right? You know, I don't think for a big portion of time I've been the truth, I'm not sure I looked at it like a commandment to go above and beyond, right? But when it says all thy heart, all thy soul, and all thy might, that's a commandment. That's going to the point of exhaustion at times, if that's what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? So I think, again, you know, when we ask ourselves, you know, are we keeping commandments? Yes, absolutely. We got to do that. We know that by now, right? And that's a beautiful thing that we even understand that. But is there more to do than that? Absolutely. All thy heart, all thy soul, all thy might. You know what I mean? So that's going above and beyond.
Right.
You know what I mean? And give me Romans 2 too. I want to make a little point in that too. Romans 10 and 2, sorry.
The book of Romans, chapter 10, verse 2. For I bear them record that they have the zeal of God, but not according to knowledge.
So when we have that knowledge, like, you know, we've always been a people who love God. That ain't, you know, my mama, my grandmama, you know, that's been something come out of their mouth since you know, but according to knowledge is a different thing. And when we get the knowledge that comes out of verses like Deuteronomy 6 and 5, that we have to do this work with all our soul, with all our heart, with all our might, then that knowledge is what's going to make us go above and beyond. You know what I mean? Not just do that bare minimum, you know? And let's be real, the bare minimum don't work in nothing, you know? It definitely ain't going to work for the Most High. The bare minimum didn't work in school. It didn't work in athletics. It didn't work at your job. It ain't gonna work for the Most High. You know what I mean? So we gotta be prepared and willing to go above and beyond. Like I said, if that means sometimes to the point of exhaustion, that's fine. We exhaust ourselves for every other thing in our lives that we think is important. You know what I mean? So it's got to be the same with the Most High, and then some.
Yeah, you gotta work yourself to exhaustion, man, just to make it to the kingdom.
You know what I mean? And that again, that's being diligent to make your election sure. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to touch on too. Let me go to let's go to 2 John 1:6 real quick, just to understand what that love is in the first place, right? And how we really please the Most High.
Right, come on. This is the book of 2 John, chapter 1, verse 6. And this is love, that we walk after his commandments. And this is the commandment, that as ye have heard from the beginning, ye should walk in it.
God. So we've heard this from, especially, the first day I found out anything about the truth, I heard about this is love. This is the love of God. How do you, what is love in God's eyes and not our own? And it tells us right there to keep those commandments, right? And to walk in them. But again, when we understand that even going above and beyond is actually a commandment, it's not something we really have an option to do if we want to receive, right? If we want to be contrary from what's perverse, right? And with the definition of perverse is what? Doing those actions that are contrary to the consequences that you want to receive. So if we want to receive what we say we want, then it is a commandment to go above and beyond. I mean, it is a commandment to do more than the bare minimum, right?
Right.
Something I want to touch on too, because I saw Chief talking about this the other day, and I thought it was really interesting how it applied to this, as well as it's about faith as well. But let's deal with let's go to Matthew 21:18. I want to talk about that fig tree just for a quick second.
The book of Matthew, chapter 21, verse 18. All right. Now in the morning, as he returned into the city, he hungered. And when he saw a fig tree in the way, he came to it and found nothing thereon, but leaves only, and said unto it, let no fruit grow on thee henceforth forever. And presently the fig tree withered away.
And I think, of course, that is a lesson about faith. We understand that. If you keep reading, it talks about, having that faith, how you move mountains and everything, right? So it is a lesson about faith, but it's also a lesson about, if we understand that we are put here to the whole duty of man is to what? To glorify God, to worship the Most High, right? If we're put here to do that, then that means that's our purpose. And if we're not fulfilling our purpose, then we like the fig tree. The reason he made that fig tree wither away, because the purpose for that fig tree was to feed you, right? And to be able to give you sustenance when you're tired and you're hungry and you're looking for food, right? But because that wasn't happening, Yahweh Shai cursed the fig tree. And we got to look at ourselves the same way. Whatever he gives us, and we don't do nothing with it, like the scriptures say, when you go to Matthew 3:10, it talks about, the trees and fruit and being cut down and thrown into the fire. We the same as the tree, we the same as the fig tree, where if we're not doing anything with what he gave us, it's going to be taken from us, and we're going to be thrown in the fire, where there's what? Weeping and gnashing of teeth. You know what I'm saying?
Like a precept. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 51, verse 11, right? Cast me not away from thy presence, and take not thy Holy Spirit from me.
You know what I'm saying? And we were talking about that earlier as well. Like, I pray that prayer all the time.
Like, that's cold, man.
You know what I'm saying? Because it is something we got to think about. It's a gift, but just like any other gift the Most High gives, he can take it away whenever he chooses. And if you ain't doing nothing with it, why would he let you continue to have it? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. When it's so much more that, we can use these gifts for. And again, it goes back to the parable of the talents, taking what we given and multiplying it, taking what we given and building on that, not just being satisfied with, hey, I got this and I'm good, go put it in the table, under the table or bury it somewhere and hide it. Yeah. That's not what it's given to us for.
No, because just like the Lord can put a spirit on you, the Lord can take it.
And we've seen it. You know what I'm saying?
In real time, brother. No, but I'm going to use a biblical example, right? Me and this brother seen it in real time, and like the Bible say, we marvel at it, right?
Scary.
It's a scary sight.
That's real scary hours, for real.
Right. Right. And then here goes another biblical one, right? This is the book of 1 Samuel chapter 18, and I'm going to start at verse 9. And Saul eyed David from that day and forward, right? And it came to pass on the morrow that an evil spirit from God came upon Saul and prophesied in the midst of his house. And David played his hand. So what happened is he had the spirit of the Lord on him, but the Lord took the spirit and put an evil one on him.
Come on, man.
So you don't want the Lord to take your good spirit, that righteous spirit, or that spirit that makes you want to do for the Lord, and put an evil one on you.
It's like what's that verse about the 7 spirits? What is that?
Oh yeah, when Christ said the 7 spirits.
Right.
Let me see. I get it.
Yeah.
I see people.
That's cold blooded too. Like
I see some people putting in the chat, man. We read something after this.
Yeah. All right, I got it though. Matthew 12. Let me see. Let's start at Matthew. Let's get closer to the point. This is Matthew 12 and 43, and it says, "When the unclean spirit is gone out of a man, he walketh through places seeking rest and findeth none." Right? It's like, then he saith, "I will return into my house from whence I came out. And when he is come, he findeth it empty, swept, and garnished. Then goeth he and taketh with himself 7 other spirits more wicked than himself, and they enter in and dwell there. And the last state of that man is worse than the first. Even so shall it be also unto this wicked generation." And it's just talking about, like you said, when you come in this truth and you get on page and you stop doing all the things that you used to do, and you clean yourself up. Those spirits are gone out of you when you keep this law, when you understand who you are, when you get the knowledge of all those things. Those spirits go out of you. But when you go back into the world, those spirits come back and they bring 7 other spirits worse than it, and they dwell with you. You know what I mean? So your second estate is worse than your first. And again, like I said, we've been talking about this all day. We have literally seen this happen to brothers who we was very close to, brothers who had a lot of, still got love for, but
I still got a lot of love
right,
for.
you know what I'm saying, but had, a real, smooth, good, close relationship with. And it's, it's a hurtful thing to see, but it's something that it's like every man's judgment is another man's warning. You know what I'm saying? For us to see that happen to our own brother, it lets you know even more, like, you can't play with it. It's nothing to play with. You know what I'm saying?
Now, hold on. Let me read what Tabitha says. She says, "I'm a teacher." He said, "Ark is cooking." Yeah, you goddamn right, Ark is cooking. Right. She says, "I'm a teacher at, what is that, Elon? Math and science. These children of a different generation exalt me. I'm exhausted every day watching accounts such as y'all. Is this okay, which I do every day? I watch every day, but too exhausted to do anything else. Is that okay?"
I mean, that's a good question, right? But it's kind of what we're talking about, right? We exhaust ourselves for everything else we care about. The Most High can't be no different. We got to exhaust ourselves for him the same way and then some.
Like, no, because the thing is, like, I like sports. I can't help it, right? My favorite player is Kobe Bryant, right?
Mine too.
And what do you used to always say? I work myself into what?
Come on, man.
I work myself into exhaustion, nigga.
He done had to get injections and shots and everything for being exhausted. Man, and I think we got to do the same for the Most High.
And he said, "I work myself into exhaustion," right? I remember when you hear all these basketball stories, right? He'd say, "Hey, oh, you want to work out with me?" And then he's like, "How hard we gonna go?"
right. Niggas don't really want to. They never call him back and he go, "You're right."
No, because he'll tell him what. I work until I black out.
Exactly. That's what they used to call it, the blackout.
The blackout. Like, and when he's talking about when you see black spots in your eyes, like you finna pass out.
Then he go get rest and come back.
Yeah. And do it the next day.
Do it the next day. So no, but I mean, I'm just saying, I think we all understand, your job exhausting you. Absolutely. And then, the Bible does speak about a balance. So we get it. Like, you got to find time to get you some rest in. But, let's say on the weekends, if you give your weekends to the Most High, at least a portion of it, trust me, it's gonna be received the right way,
Well, I would say this, man. A lot of these people, man, how can I say, man, y'all overwork yourself so much that you don't have a good downtime. Like, it's okay to get out and enjoy yourself and live. Right. So when it's so stressed, you got to have something to balance it out, right? You got to balance it out.
Even what scripture's talking about, not vomiting it up. Like, you want to take this walk and, pace yourself, because it's something that you want to do. Like I said, you don't want to go in and go back out. So it's something you want to be able to do for the rest of your life. And to do that, yes, you got to pace yourself. Sometimes you may have to take a break even from the work for a second, you know. But again, you never want to forsake the Most High, and you never want to fool yourself into thinking you're doing, you know, so much for the Most High when you know that you got another level that you can reach. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I want to answer this question, right? It says, I wonder how you feel about white people saying the N-word, because I am white and I really feel like I should be allowed to say it. I mean, at least, the very least, we invented that shit. We should be. Oh, okay. Well, just to prove you didn't invent the word nigga, like I'll read it out the Bible.
Bring it out, man.
Right, just to prove you didn't invent the word nigga. Right. So this is the book of Acts, chapter 13, verse 1. Now there were in the church that was at Antioch certain prophets and teachers, as Barnabas and Simon, that was called nigger. Right.
But you didn't invent nothing.
Right. But me, nah, man, you should say the nigger word. Matter of fact, go to the roughest neighborhood that black people congregate in and go around and call them niggas, man. You'll be all good.
Let's
Tell
see
them
what you get.
tell them I said it was cool. You go tell them black people I said it was cool for you to go in there and call them niggas, right? Don't worry about it, man. You got the pass.
Listen, I mean, that's one thing about it for real though. You know, we not about the fake, you know, the fakeness, the fake shit. You know what I'm saying? That's how you feel. Get it off your chest.
Hey, man,
but like he said, be bold enough to do it in the right places. You know what I'm saying? Be bold enough to get that reward that comes with wanting to get that off your chest.
Yeah, man.
You know
Go to the roughest neighborhood and call them all niggas, man. I ain't got no problem with it. Do you, man?
But I mean, I mean, no. I mean, and that's all. I just want to touch on that because it's been something that's been kind of, like I said, I feel like it's been punching me in the head because, you know, man, you talk about this all the time.
Hold on. He said, hell no. You don't want to say nigga that bad, then.
Right.
So like it go.
You're only fooling yourself.
He said, hell no. I gave you the nigga pass, man. Go to where you from? What neighborhood you from, or what city you from, man? I know exactly what neighborhood you should go to and go say that nigga word, bro.
But I mean, no. I mean, again, I just want to touch on that because, like I said, you know, it's been something that's been kind of just eating at me a little bit because, you know, like you know, I'm on the road all the time. But it's lots of times when I get back in town. And an hour later, I'm at camp. You know what I'm saying? And trust me, some of them days I'm exhausted, and I still know there's another level I can go to. You know what I mean? So I understand the sister even saying sometimes she's exhausted, but you know, sometimes hey, a nap will do the body good, just like milk. Sometimes get your nap, get you some time to yourself, and then give the rest of that day or the rest of that night to the Lord. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, balance it out. Absolutely.
Right.
That's all I want to touch on, man.
That's all you want to touch on. All right, all praises, man.
All praises.
I guess we'll deal with the chat for a second, man. We really wanted to start this a lot earlier.
Right.
But
we watching Deacon all night.
We've been watching the Deacon. We've been watching the Sod, Karab, all that, man. So, oh man, he told me thank you, and then he told me hell no. You from?
Thank you, but I don't think so.
He said he's from the UK. You've been over there, right?
No, listen, I had a great time in the UK, man. Shout out to the UK.
Shout out to the UK, man. Hey, if y'all got any questions, comments, or anything y'all want to say, man, we'll give it a couple minutes, man. Go. I know we ain't got that many in the chat, man, but we can deal with a couple questions before we call it a night. But Lord willing, man, we be able to do this every Tuesday. As far as time, watch out for it.
Come. To be announced.
Just look out for it on a Tuesday, man. We'll be here on a Tuesday, man. We be on. I mean, he's from the UK, man.
Listen, trust me. Listen, UK got a lot of love over there, man. And it's a lot of our brothers over there too. You know what I mean? It's a whole lot of Benjamites over there, man.
Yeah, that's where they got shipped to, man.
You know what I mean?
And then, you know, a lot of them went over there to help build it up.
Right.
Hey, man, the Bible says the Israelites shall be scattered.
Come on, man.
Let me see, man. Y'all got a couple minutes, man. Y'all better do something. But it's okay. Y'all can catch it on the playback, and y'all see us next Tuesday. Like I said, just look for it. Just look for it.
We on here.
We on there. What do you say? We really don't have the same black-white
divide as much in the UK.
There seems to be much more racism in America.
I can agree with that as well. I have seen that. You know what I'm saying? It's not as big of a thing, you know, but it does happen though. Don't get it twisted. It does happen over there, but I agree. You know, it's so much more egregious over here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. One such Tabitha said, "Come to the school I teach at. I dare you. These kids curse me out for kindly asking them to just
Do one sentence."
To the one that said, "Nigger."
Right. Oh, you telling him to come to school? I believe you. See, they got Tabitha exhausted, so
Yeah, Tabitha.
you might not want to go over there.
Tabitha, man, where you with? What state you stay at and what school you teach at, sis? So the sister Tabitha. No, man, but UK, man. UK.
No, listen. Next time I go, you gotta go with me. Yeah, listen, you have a good time in the UK, bro.
Well, I'm at it. I'm at the UK. You heard it first.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be going. I'm supposed to go to the Netherlands.
Oh yeah, we got a camp out there, right?
That's what I'm supposed to.
That's gonna be a good time too, man.
She said she in Milwaukee public school system. Good Lord.
Wow, my niece is in Milwaukee. My brother's daughter's in Milwaukee. And I believe it though. I definitely believe it.
Yeah. Like one dude was trying to tell me about Milwaukee because I thought Milwaukee it was like all y'all just got a whole bunch of farmland. Y'all just out there.
No, it's not like that.
Man, I'm thinking they out there with overalls and the
Look, I was thinking the same thing even about Nebraska. You know, no.
Nebraska ain't like that.
That's where your boy from. The boxer, Bud Crawford from Nebraska. You know what I'm saying?
Lord.
They got a real hood out there too, bro. I mean, it's a hood everywhere, bro.
Yeah. I'm coming to the UK, man. I got to get my UK up, right? She said public racist. Good Lord.
Any other questions?
Y'all ain't got no other question, man. We finna call it a night.
Right. This was our inaugural episode.
That's right, man. We just here to break the ice, man. Yeah. Let it get out there. Every Tuesday, man. Come holler at us. Yeah. I know it's hard to follow up a Deacon debate, but man,
come on. Deacon and her side.
Deacon and her side. Good Lord.
Double up.
I don't even understand why people hop on that, man.
I'm trying to tell you, like that's death, bro.
That's death.
That's just death. You like pain for real.
Like I miss the old school stuff, right? When it was Deacon and Chief, right? And one dude got on there and said, "I want the light skinned."
You think you want that light skinned? Yeah. Don't believe the hype.
You want the gorilla? I want the light skinned one, man. Y'all ain't talking about nothing, man. Y'all would buy Shem. Hold on. I almost got there. What it said. First, I want to thank you, brothers, for taking your time to give us this first fruits, the water.
All praise to the Most High, bro.
Praise. All praises. And with that said, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yamashiach, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yamashiach, Yahweh Shah, Shalom.
Shalom.